Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know that I have been MIA for a while and I want to apologize for that, but I just kind of want to give you an update on my second round of Clomid and just kind of where I'm at now in life. So if you've been following me on Instagram, you'll know that I kind of unintentionally took a break from all TTC social media platforms, and it actually was really great. I had a crazy cycle in that the first day of my cycle was on November 1st, so I was like completely aligned, and the beginning of the month just started out really crazy for me in my own personal life with all the things that I was doing. I had cheer competitions going on, I had travel for the holidays. And so in the beginning, it really was just, I didn't have time to post videos. I didn't have time to really be scrolling through social media. And then about 2 weeks into it, I realized just how great that felt. And I intentionally kept it up for the rest of the cycle. However, then near the end of my cycle is when I kind of panic started to set back in, but I did have a pretty relaxing month in the grand scheme of things. I'll cut to the chase and tell you that I'm not pregnant. I had another failed round of Clomid, which was a bummer. The two cycles were night and day difference. If you've watched my video on my first cycle of Clomid, and I made several kind of going through, just to recap, it really went very smoothly. I didn't have any side effects. I had 2 mature eggs on each side of my ovaries. I ovulated on my own, so I never had to do the trigger Ovidrel shot. I got pregnant. Unfortunately, I did miscarry, but it was just a lot of positives with that cycle. Then this cycle was totally different, this past one. I only ended up having 2 mature follicles on the right side, none on the left. I ended up not ovulating on my own, so they did have me trigger, which you probably, if you've been following my videos, you've heard me griping about a lot. I cried, and my husband chased me around the living room, and then he finally gave it to me while my mom held me down, and it was fantastic. It was fine, and I knew it would be, but I hate needles. And we really, I think, messed up the timing of our intercourse this month. I don't think we did it enough. We did it, you know, the prescribed like 36 hours later that you're supposed to do when you take the Ovidrel injection. But other than that, I think we really kind of messed up the timing beforehand. So it was a bummer, and frankly, I knew that last month was going to be a failed attempt, which was a bummer, but not anything surprising. I was supposed to schedule blood work 11 days after my ovulation date, and I actually ended up never scheduling that blood work. Frankly, I just didn't want to hear that I wasn't pregnant. I didn't want to hear it from a doctor. I didn't need to hear it, and I just kind of kept putting it off, and I never went. And then a couple days before I ended up getting my period, I started to feel similar symptoms to what I felt last month when I did get pregnant. And so that's when the panic set in, because I was like, wait a second, maybe I am. Maybe I really messed things up. Like, maybe what if my progesterone was low, and if I had gone in, they could have saw that and given me additional progesterone supplements and just all the worry stuff that you're not supposed to do, which I did. So yeah, I don't know. It was expected, but it doesn't make it any less of a disappointment. So today is the 3rd day of my cycle, and I went back in for my Clomid baseline ultrasound and blood work. For those of you that are trying to conceive, I'm sure your favorite blood work is the one where they're testing to see if you're pregnant when you're about to when you're starting a new cycle. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, let's check this out. So my regular RE was out. She's just busy with the holiday schedules coming up, so she couldn't fit me into her schedule. So she has a partner, Dr. Connell, whom I've never met before, and he's a guy. which is fine. I just have never had a guy gynecologist. I've never had a male, anything like that. So I was already a little like nervous about that. And I never met him before. And so I went in today and they, brought me back into the examination room and I was like waiting and I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. But I just started like sobbing by myself while I waited. It just was like, it started out as just like 1 or 2 tears and then like all of a sudden I'm like hysterically crying and then he walks in and he's like, oh my god, are you okay? And I'm like, I literally couldn't even talk. I couldn't breathe. I was so embarrassed and I know he's seen way worse and I know he deals with this kind of stuff all the time, but it was a hell of a first impression and it was just uncomfortable for me. I just don't like being that person and I don't know what came over me. I'm just so emotionally drained from all this and yeah, so I cried all the way home, drove straight to the fire station to see my husband who was on shift, cried in the parking lot there, came home and slept for the rest of the day. So yeah, I picked up my Clomid and I'll start it tonight, but I don't know, they said that this is our last round of Clomid before we need to sit down and kind of reassess our next step. And that scares me because everything after this will then be out of pocket. Our insurance won't cover it. So yeah, I apologize that I took a break but I was flooded with a lot of comments while I took this break, a lot of views, and I genuinely appreciate that because, I stand here in my living room and I'm talking to a camera right now, but so it's kind of, it's just weird, and I really, really appreciate that there are people out there that are taking the time to, like, watch these videos and, like, comment on them and share their experiences with me, and, like, that's just really neat. And I know that there are other women out there going through this, and there really is a big community, as I'm sure you can very easily find here on YouTube, on Instagram, whatever other social media platforms. And, I think I say in like all my videos, I literally wouldn't wish this on my enemy. And I'm so happy for all of you, that are starting to get pregnant. And I'm praying not only for myself and my husband that we will get to be parents, maybe we'll get a Christmas baby, but I'm praying for everyone else that is going through this because it is hell. It is absolute hell. As we, as the holidays are here, we're seeing family a lot more, and that's when all those cliche comments come into play, which literally make me want to drive my head through a wall, and the person that says those cliche comments, I want to drive their head through a wall. My top favorites being, oh, you're so young, you have so much time in the world, or, oh, just relax, like, I also got you and your husband should go out and get really drunk one night and then just have sex because that's how we got pregnant. Those have been my top 3 favorite, I think. But I get all sorts of, those are when the cliche, like this time of year is when those cliche comments come into play. Also this time of year is when literally everyone under the sun is getting pregnant. I don't know how. People, I swear, they're just looking at each other and getting pregnant, and all the pregnancy announcements are coming out for Christmas. And that sucks. So that was also a nice thing to take the break from social media, was just seeing all those. Well, and actually, no, that's a lie, because I took a break from my, like, TTC social media, but it was really on my personal social media where, like, all these people I knew were announcing their pregnancies. So, here we are. I'm trying to stay positive going into this month, but ultimately I'm at the point right now, and my husband hates that I'm at this point, but I'm just at this point where, like, I feel like I'll never get to be pregnant. I feel like I'll never get to carry my own child, and I know that's, like, super pessimistic and super negative, but I think if you're watching this, you're also trying to conceive, and you're also dealing with this, and so I think we can just agree that you just have to have those moments sometimes. my dear husband, whom I love so much, he always just wants me to be positive and not think that way. And I'm like, sometimes I just want to be a negative bitch about it, you know? So yeah, I just feel hopeless. So I won't update you guys through like the days of taking Clomid. Unless I have a very different experience with Clomid. So far, both of like the week of taking the Clomid and all the hormones have been the same, the 2 cycles. All I got was hot flashes. I felt like there were more hot flashes the second cycle, but other than that, particularly no other side effects. So unless I have some crazy cycle where I have all these weird side effects, please follow me on Instagram. I'll do updates there. It's easier for me to update quickly on my phone. But otherwise, I'll kind of check back in after my first follicle ultrasound, or maybe after, I had to do 3 follicle ultrasounds last cycle. So yeah, keep following me. If you relate to anything in this, I hope that you'll subscribe to my channel and like my videos and comment. Like I said, I genuinely do appreciate that. And I apologize for the rambling video, so I will cut it off, but I just want to thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a fabulous week.